ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden here. There's a robust conversation in the chat room. I have to read you this question from Danielle. Doc, my fiancé has 3 brain tumors. He's currently in hospice at our home. I brought him home because the hospital was killing him. 4 different seizure meds. Don't forget the chemo and radiation. When I started doing research, I found out that he can, in fact, heal himself. When I questioned the doctor got mad. So I brought my husband home with a G-tube, and I've given him alkaline water from my machine at home and fruits and veggies and protein powder. Well, he's getting better. And now he wants to move around and is doing so much better. I just purchased Z-Radical and plant-derived minerals from Longevity. Is there anything else that we can get? Yeah, absolutely, to support and promote the structure and function of the human body. Remember, we don't treat cancer. We don't treat diseases here in the context of this radio program, but we can support the overall structure and function of the human body. The recommendation is eliminate the 10 bad foods, eat a diet high in cholesterol. Eliminate the 10 bad foods, eat a diet high in cholesterol. Do 1 bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month, not to exceed 4 bottles a month. 1 bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month, not to exceed more than 4 bottles a month. 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals per 100 pounds of body weight per month. 1 Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid. Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid per 100 pounds of body weight per month. 1 bottle of Renew IQ per month. 1 bottle of Renew IQ per month. As much Z-Radical as you can afford. And do a Google search for the German New Medicine. Do a Google search for German New Medicine. Look to see if there was any type of emotional trauma to his life within 6 months of the diagnosis. Any type of emotional trauma, right? Like the dog dies, or one of his sons or daughters dies, or his mother dies in a car accident. Something bad, emotionally shocking, bad happened within 6 months of, the diagnosis. Often that's the cause. Often it's directly associated, not indirectly associated. And part of the healing here is to resolve that emotional conflict somehow. Really good way to get on the other side of emotional conflict like this is with neuro-linguistic programming. So check it out and empower yourself and your husband, and kudos for getting him out of the clutches of the death doctors, because when it comes to cancer treatment, that is what they are. Phil in Connecticut's up next. Hey, Phil, thanks for the call and thanks for waiting. You are live.
This is Phil?
Yeah, hey, Phil. Yeah, what part of Connecticut are you in? Seymour, where's that?
That's in the valley, Antonia, Derby, outside of New Haven, Bridgeport.
Oh, yeah. It's a beautiful part of the country. Have the leaves started to turn up there yet?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's my favorite part of the year to be in that part of the country. I grew up in New England, went to college in western Massachusetts in the Connecticut River Valley. It's really spectacular this time of the year.
It is. It really is. And Connecticut is really a beautiful state when it comes to, traveling along the roads and the hills and seeing the leaves turn. It's really heartwarming.
I know, it really is. Did you ever do that on a motorcycle?
I did it on a bicycle, not on a motorcycle.
Yeah, bicycle. Yeah, I did the same thing. I traveled up and down Highway 1 in California on a bicycle years ago in my misspent youth. It's an interesting way to travel. I'm not sure that I recommend it, but nonetheless, it's interesting. But, you didn't call to talk to me about the leaves, Phil, although I appreciate your indulgence. Yeah. How can I help?
Yes, I about 3 months ago, I got off of pharmaceuticals, and I went with Longevity. And my situation is like I have carotid artery blockage, 65 on one side and 50 on the other side. I have some, as far as the heart goes, I have some arteries that are not allowing the oxygen to get into my heart. And also, I had, basically I want to clean out my blood vessels. And when I went to the University of Bridgeport, and they ran a test as far as blood and hair analysis, and it showed that I had too much vitamin is like vitamin B2 and 1, and taking the longevity supplements, I was concerned about the fact that the hair analysis and the blood work showed that I had an overage or too much of certain minerals and vitamins. Could that? And so that sort of caused me a concern. I mean, I didn't want to, taking the 90 essential nutrients.
It's a great question.
I take too much of it?
It's a great question. You're paying attention. What did you do for a living, by the way?
I was I lived most of my life in Jacksonville, Florida. I was in the ethnic beauty supply business.
Oh, really? That's
my house in the country in the 70s.
Son of a gun. Well, that's quite a switch from Tampa to Connecticut. Wow. All right, so let me answer the question for you. It's a great question, and it's a cause of much unnecessary concern in the world because here's the deal. MDs, bless their hearts, are trained in a philosophy of medicine called reductionism. And reductionism is a peculiar way of looking at the body and how it works. It's a peculiar way. It's old-fashioned. It's outdated. It's lopsided. Reductionism, when you bring a reductionistic scientific medical model to bear on understanding nutrition, you're always going to come up short because there's a ton of data points that the reductionistic model does not take into consideration at all. The reductionist has a built-in bias before the research even begins, and therefore their conclusions must be incorrect. It was kind of like if you didn't know what gravity was, and you had no idea how big the sun was and how big the earth was, and you went outside, you could reasonably conclude that the sun moves around the earth because, look, you can see it, right? I mean, the sun moves every day. It rises in the east. At noon, it's overhead, and it sets in the west. For goodness sake, man, wake up. It's the sun that's circling the earth. Well, guess what? Not so much, because you were missing some really pretty important data points. And, well, it's the same way with all of this stuff about vitamins and nutrients from the MD's point of view, which is a scientific point of view, but it's a reductionistic scientific point of view, and it has a built-in bias that the MDs are completely unaware of. So going to a medical doctor for advice about nutrition is like going to a chiropractor for advice about open heart surgery. I mean, you wouldn't do that, would you? I love chiropractors. I think chiropractors are worth their weight in gold, but I'm not going to go to a chiropractor or take any advice from a chiropractor about open heart surgery because that's not their thing. And, a chiropractor will admit that, but a medical doctor will not admit it, and this is the problem. The education of a medical doctor lends them to massive amounts of hubris. They believe that their you-know-what doesn't stink and that they know everything there is to know about everything, and that's a problem. So the short answer here, Phil, is you should not take the advice of a medical professional who has no training, no experience, no respect, and no appreciation for medical nutrition about medical nutrition. They're the wrong dog for that hunt, number one. Number two, it is possible to overdose with vitamins. It's also possible to overdose with sunlight. It's also possible to overdose with water or oxygen, but it's really, 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 really hard to do that. Last year in the United States, 0 people died from vitamin overdoses. 750,000 people died from MD prescription medications. 750,000. MD-directed medical treatments are the leading cause of death in the United States, and nobody died from a vitamin overdose. I don't think anybody's died from a vitamin overdose in 10 years in the United States. So overdosing vitamins is a non-starter. It's not going to happen. You do not need to be worried about it, but you do need to entertain the question, well, what the heck is it that's causing my arteries to get clogged up? And, scientific medicine, reductionistic MD-directed medicine does not have an answer. They do not. They have no idea what causes your arteries to clog. It's not cholesterol, because if it was cholesterol, after $25 billion spent on cholesterol-lowering statin drugs every year for the last 35, 40 years, you would think that the rates of congestive of coronary artery disease would have decreased, but they haven't. Just as many people get clogged arteries now as they did before statin drugs. Statin drugs are irrelevant in the treatment of coronary artery disease because cholesterol is not the problem. So we are of the belief, the holistic community, naturopathic physicians, myself and Dr. Wallach and a handful of our colleagues are of the opinion that one of the leading causes of the arteries getting clogged is consistent consumption of food that's inappropriate for the human body, which when eaten causes low levels of inflammation, which, like the straws that broke the camel's back, build and build and build and build and build and build and build until something breaks. So when there's a little bit of inflammation in your blood vessels every day, a little bit of inflammation in the blood vessels, a little bit of inflammation in the blood vessels, it causes irritation and inflammation of the wall of the blood vessel, and then that starts to deteriorate, and your body knows that you're going to bleed to death if that continues to happen. So presumptively, the body puts a cholesterol bandage over the site of inflammation to keep you from bleeding out. We believe that chronic inflammation is the cause of coronary artery disease, not too much cholesterol. So what do? Well, we counsel people to stop eating food that causes inflammation. I mean, that's pretty easy to do. It makes sense. You can get that list for free on my website, drglidden.com. Sign up for my newsletter. It's free. And as soon as you do, you'll be sent a video with the list of the 10 bad foods and an explanation of why. So the counsel here is to stop eating food that's causing the inflammation. You have to do that. If you don't do that, the supplement program that you're on will be ineffective, or it'll be piss poor. It'll be like spitting into the wind. The next thing you need to do is take 1 bottle of Youngevity's selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per day, and 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Capsules per 100 pounds per month, actually per 200 pounds per month. They're up against the hard break, Phil. Stick with me. I'll finish this up when we come back. We're back, and Phil from Connecticut was kind enough to stick with us through the break. Phil, are you still with me?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Does what I'm saying so far make sense? Because I have a tendency to talk too fast and kind of go on a wild tear. Has what I've said so far made sense?
Absolutely. The biggest thing that was, that I really couldn't overdose on minerals or vitamins. And this is what,
Yeah, I know.
It's the fear that they put into me.
Yeah, and, they really, in a perfect world, Phil, I mean, it would be illegal for them to give you advice about this stuff because they don't have any education or training in it. I mean, they just don't. But they do all the time, and this is a problem. This is what happens when, a monopolization sets in, and that's exactly what's happened here. So what we do here is we stop eating food that causes inflammation, right? Number 1. Number 2, we support the fire department of the body, because the fire department of the body puts out the fires of inflammation, which are just normally occurring things. And then number 3, we give the cardiovascular system support, keep our fingers crossed, and hope that it cleans itself out. So to do all of those things, the recommendation is 1 Healthy Start Pack 2.0 liquid, 1 Healthy Start 2.0 liquid per 100 pounds of body weight per month, 1 bottle of selenium per 50 pounds per month, and you don't want to take more than 4 bottles of that a month. 1 selenium per 50 pounds per month. Don't take more than 4 bottles of that a month. 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals per 100 pounds of body weight per month, and 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Capsules per month. 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Capsules per month. Now, once you've dialed all that in, the last thing to do is to figure out a way to get 100,000 antioxidant ORAC points into your body every day. 100,000 ORAC points of antioxidants every day. Youngevity has nutritional supplements that are high in antioxidant points. They're chocolate, triple treat chocolate. It's chocolate. 1 piece of Youngevity's chocolate has 19,000 ORAC points. I mean, so take 5 pieces of chocolate a day and you're good. Otherwise you can start to get into the habit of, having red wine and green tea and cinnamon and curry powder and stuff like this. I wrote an entire chapter about this in my book, which I'm giving away, by the way. It's free now. You can go to freedoctorbook.com, freedoctorbook.com, and you can get a copy of my book, download it to your computer for free. And it'll explain all this stuff about antioxidants and how to secure them. But that's your goal, man, is 100,000 ORAC points of antioxidants a day. Eliminate the 10 bad foods, do those other supplements, and, keep your fingers crossed, right? And every month you should start to feel incrementally better.
Thank you. I really appreciate this.
Well, Phil, you can call. You can thank me after it works. I appreciate your trust. Really, this is a two-way street, right? I can talk a blue streak, but, you got to take the advice and you got to follow it. And I have a sense that you're already doing at least half of it. So I appreciate you. I appreciate the trust. I appreciate your open mind. For heaven's sakes, if more people in the world were like you, there'd be a whole lot less pain and suffering going around. Maryland is up from New Jersey. Wow, I'm confused. Let's talk to Maryland from New Jersey. Hey, Maryland, that's a heck of a name to grow up with. Thanks for calling. You are live.
Thanks for inviting me on. My question the only problem, Maryland, is that is it Marilyn? How do you spell your first name? Marilyn.
Oh, yeah, my radio guy got it wrong. I think he's just playing with me. Because I was going to say if your name was Maryland, like the state, your initials would be MD, and that'd be a bitter pill to swallow.
All right.
So what's going on? How can I help?
I need to know, what do I need to take to optimize my blood pressure?
Calcium. The Healthy Start Pack with the liquid calcium, plus one extra bottle of calcium a month. And I prefer the liquid calcium because I'm getting feedback from people that, and this is only some, it's not everybody. It's probably a small percentage rather than a big percentage. But there are some people who have been taking the powdered calcium who are experiencing calcium deficiency syndromes. And, there's only one possible solution, that they're not absorbing the powdered calcium. So I recommend everybody use the liquid calcium for the first 3 months. So for you, it'd be easy. Eliminate the 10 bad foods and do one Healthy Start Pack 2.0 liquid per month and one bottle of Cal Toddy per month on top of that. That's the first thing to do for 90 days. And keep your fingers crossed. Appreciate you. Stick around, folks. More to come. Hey, Dora from California is back with another question. Hey, Dora, thanks for calling back. What's up?
Hi. That was my husband's favorite song.
The Pink Panther, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, anyway, I'm concerned about my left arm for about 2 weeks now. My vein is pumped up from my elbow down to my hand, and I want to know what's going on.
Well, so what is it again? Give me a heads up.
The top vein, top vein on your arm from my elbow. Well, from where you take your blood, down to the end of my hand.
It's swollen.
No, it's pumped up.
Pumped up. Do you have a blood pressure cuff?
I do.
So you want to take your blood pressure 2 or 3 times in one day. You want to write the numbers down.
Uh-huh.
And you want to make sure that they are both under 140 over 90.
Well, it's been pretty high.
What's it been?
166 over 92.
What else?
Pardon me?
Give me another reading.
Oh, and then after I know that, it goes up because I get worried.
Yeah, all right. So, you're right. So this means that you're borderline hypertensive, which is what we were talking about at the very first segment of the show today. So you're not a candidate for medication, but you are a candidate for cardiovascular support.
Uh-huh.
So have you eliminated all 10 bad foods?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I don't, nothing fried, mostly veggies and eggs.
Okay, and how much calcium are you taking every day?
3 times a day, an ounce 3 times a day. Sometimes I take an extra tablespoon at night.
Okay, and your blood pressure still remains elevated like this?
Well, when I get up in the morning, my arm the vein is down, but then after I eat breakfast, 2 hours or so, then it comes back up.
Any problems with urination, frequent urination, or trouble urinating? Anything going on there?
Not really, no. I've been drinking a lot of water, So I figure sometimes I have to go more.
Do you live, is there a chiropractor who lives near you?
Yes. In fact, I've been going to him for about a month.
And does he practice applied kinesiology?
I don't know. But he takes some of your minerals.
Yeah, okay, good. Well, good for you. So you want to ask the chiropractor if he can assess your kidney function, if he can assess your kidney function.
Oh, okay.
Because there's only two things, really, that are at play here when somebody has elevated blood pressure, whether it's mild or whether it's frank or whether it's extreme.
So
it's either
taking calcium doesn't help.
Then it's got to be a kidney thing, and so we need to give you some type of kidney support. But before we started running down that road, I'd really like to have a medical professional confirm that. A chiropractor should be able to do that.
Okay. How do you spell that name that you gave me?
The kinesiology, it doesn't matter. Just go to the chiropractor and say, Dr. Glidden thinks that I might have a kidney problem, and that might be related to my blood pressure.
Oh, all right.
And ask him or her how to assess that to see whether or not you do, in fact, have a kidney problem.
Yeah. And then do I go to a kidney specialist?
No, heck no. No. Then you call me back on the radio and I'll tell you what to do.
Sometimes you're hard to get a hold of.
Oh, Dora, I'm the easiest person in the world to talk to. If it is a kidney thing, the first thing you want to do is get a product from Longevity called Ultimate Daily Capsules.
Oh, okay. I don't take any of those. Maybe that's my problem.
Well, I don't know. I don't want you to take it if you don't have a kidney problem. Yeah. Ultimate Daily Capsules. How much do you weigh, Dora?
About 116. I'm really thin.
All right. I would do one of the capsules, the Ultimate Daily Capsules, 3 times a day with meals. One with breakfast, one with lunch, one with dinner.
Okay. Take it now?
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. You can order it and take it. It's not going to hurt you, but I do want the professional to assess whether or not there's a frank kidney thing going on here, because if there is, we might need to do something else. But Ultimate Daily Capsules, I take those every day preventively.
So the chiropractor is the one to talk to?
About kidney function, you want him to assess whether or not your kidneys are healthy and happy and holy.
Okay. All right, then I'll call you back.
All right, Dora. Appreciate you. Good luck. You're welcome very much. Colorado's up next. It's one of my favorite states. Hey, Dennis, what part of Colorado are you in? And thanks for the call.
Denver area. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, man. Have the aspens started turning yet?
I haven't even looked outside in the last 2 weeks. I guess they have. I heard they have.
Yeah, there's nothing like the Colorado Rockies when the aspens start to change, man. It's like a magical wonderland. Folks, if you're in the listening audience and you've never been to Colorado, the Aspen area of Colorado in October, go, because it is just a spectacular sight to see. Really, really special stuff. Dennis, thanks for calling. What's up?
Okay, I talked with you a couple weeks ago about a homeopathic remedy that you prescribed to me.
Okay.
Gave to me. And I'm trying to decipher what to do with the daily mixture. When I take the mix, I take a teaspoon every 3 times a day.
Yeah.
And when I get to the end of it, how do I replenish that?
So, is it helping?
I don't know. I'm not seeing any difference right now.
And what was the reason that I gave it to you? What was the chief complaint?
I was going to say the dizziness that I'm experiencing with my MS.
So, and you haven't seen any traction with the dizziness? You're still just as dizzy as you used to be?
Yes.
And you've been doing this for 2 weeks now?
I'm on day 10, I believe, so I'm into my 2nd week.
All right. And describe to me once more, please, if you have the time, what the dizziness, how does it describe to me what happens to you without using the word dizzy.
Okay, I have MS, and it's very difficult to walk. And primarily the difficulty comes when I try to stand up with the aid of a cane or a walker. I I want to fall over forward, backwards, whichever way, and the walker helps me stay up.
And when you're sitting down or when you're lying down in bed, do you get a sense that the room is spinning or that you're spinning or that there's anything else going on, or does this only happen when you're attempting to walk?
I'm going to say a little bit of dizziness when I'm sitting in a chair. When I'm sitting in a chair, I really need the armrest to help me stay upright.
And if you didn't have the armrest, would you fall forwards, backwards, or to the side?
Probably to the side.
Left or right?
Either, both.
Okay.
As much one as the other.
Yeah. And does anything make this sensation of dizziness feel better? Does anything make it go away?
I've tried to notice, but I have not noticed anything.
Okay, that's a good
Nothing
answer.
I've eaten or drink or anything helps it, reduces it.
Okay, what was the name of the remedy that I recommended you take?
The Nux vomica.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay.
And then after that, another one which I haven't been able to locate yet, the something acid something. It's coming to me right now. It's,
the phosphoric acid? It was probably picric acid? Picric acid.
Petricum, yeah.
Yeah, so let me give you a website. That's the one you want to switch. You want to switch to that one next and see if that makes any difference.
But after the 21 days?
No, you can switch right now because there should have been some demonstrable change, 10%, 20%, 30% improvement by now. Okay. If there's been none, then, you can switch it up. And let me give you a website you can go to. Or can you, I'm assuming you're good with the internet?
Yes.
All right, it's smallflower.com.
Okay.
Now, if that doesn't work, there's an 800 number you can call. It's 800-276-4223, 800-276-4223. That's a company called Homeopathy Overnight. You can order the Pickricum acid either from them or from smallflower.com, I'm assuming. I know that Homeopathy Overnight would have it. I don't know if Small Flower does, but, you can just try one and then go to the other. But that's what you want to do. I would stop taking the Nux vomica now. Wait till you get the next homeopathic medicine and then do that. And after you've taken 7 doses of that, or 7 days of that remedy, you call me back and tell me your report.
Okay, thank you.
Doctor,
right,
how
Dennis.
should you take that one?
The same way as the Nux vomica, the same way.
Okay.
The recommendation is the same. So he wants to take the picric acid the same way that he's been taking the Nux vomica. The only difference is you need to just get a different bottle to make the liquid solution in, or take the bottle that you're using now and run it through the dishwasher so it's nice and clean before you start the Pickricum acid.
Okay.
All right. Good luck, Dennis. Give me a call after you've done that for 7 days, and I'll look forward to it. Christine from Virginia is up next. She wants to talk to me about everything, and I love it when that happens. Hey, Christine, what's up?
Hello, how are you?
Well, I'm good, but God willing and the creek don't rise, I'll get better. What's going on?
Okay. We're on?
We're on. We are live.
Oh, okay. I'm new to the longevity program, and I want to explain because I have a lot of medical problems, and I want to know if this will help me. And I was introduced to it by Cleveland, so I want to explain that I have health issues like high blood pressure.
Yep.
I'm a diabetic.
Yep.
I have now I have kidney problems.
Yep.
And arthritis.
Yep.
Why you keep saying yep?
Because we can help you with all of those things.
Okay. And I'm glad to hear that. So then you tell me how you can help me.
Okay. So So, the first thing you need to do. Well, by the way, I'm sorry that you know Cleveland. I really am.
Okay.
You know, sadly, we have no remedy for that.
Okay. I understand.
You understand, right? All right, so first things first, Cleveland will tell you that there are 10 foods that you need to stop eating, and you really need to dial that in. No crying, no moaning, no nothing. You just stop eating those 10 bad foods, and Cleveland will tell you how to handle that and how to manage it, and, you know, what to have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and so forth. That's a very, very important part of this, Christine. You have to stop eating food that's gumming up the works, number one. And then we just have to figure out a supplement program that's appropriate for you, and that's really relatively easy to do. I have a hard commercial break now, Christine. Stick around, and I'll dial you up as soon as we are back. Back, ladies and gentlemen. Talking to Christine in Virginia. All right, Christine, so what's your current body weight, please?
My current body weight, 190.
Yep. Okay, so we got to start somewhere, right?
Yes.
So here's what I would recommend you do for the first month. And you want to look to see if anything improves anywhere in your body, mind, and it has to be a dramatic improvement, okay?
Okay.
You know, like your mood's better, your energy's better, your joints are better, or something's better in a dramatic way in the first 90 days. So the recommendation would be, 1, Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid. One of those.
Okay.
1 bottle of plant-derived minerals,
okay,
and 2 bottles of selenium.
2 bottles of selenium.
That's all I want you to do for the first 30 days, plus eliminate the 10 bad foods. All right?
Okay.
And Cleveland will tell you how to take that stuff, and he'll tell you, you know, what you can have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner in order to make your life easier.
Okay.
Yeah. And then call me back.
Did I let you know that I had a stroke last year in August?
Yeah, so selenium supplementation will increase your recovery from the ill effects of the stroke by half. I mean, people that take selenium get better in half the time post-stroke than people who didn't. And given the fact that you have had a stroke historically, to this program you want to add one more thing. 1 bottle of multi-EFAs a month. 1 bottle of multi-EFAs. All right?
Okay.
Yeah, now just kind of wade into the waters with those products. Just kind of get comfortable with the diet, get comfortable with the products. Look to see how it makes you feel, right?
Okay.
And then call me back sometime in late October. Tell me how you're doing, and I'll tweak the program if it needs to be tweaked. And that's kind of how we do it.
Okay.
Hey, Christine, you're the greatest. I appreciate the trust. And once again...
one more thing.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you that I'm a diabetic as well.
Yeah, that's okay. Just do this program right now. Well, you can add 1 bottle of Sweeties. 1 bottle of Sweeties. Sweeties.
Okay.
Just 1.
Just 1. For
the first month. Look to see what happens. Keep your fingers crossed. And again, condolences for knowing Cleveland. That's only a joke, Cleveland. Do you know we love you? If there were more people in the world like Cleveland, no kidding, there'd be a whole lot less pain and suffering, because Cleveland and many longevity distributors have taken upon themselves the business of humanity. Longevity distributors worldwide have taken it upon themselves the duty to educate people in their lives, even strangers in their lives, about the benefits, the unheralded benefits of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition health recovery strategies, and this is what we talk about every day on the radio program. Surgery is complicated, ladies and gentlemen. Healing is easy. Your body knows how to fix itself. Your body wants to fix itself. Your body is attempting all of the time to fix itself. Our basic message is give your body the raw materials that it needs in order to fix itself. Stop eating food that's gumming up the works and get the heck out of the way. Now, insurance, of course, doesn't pay for this, and there's a reason why insurance doesn't pay for this, because the MDs don't want there to be a free medical market, because if there was, they'd be out of a job in a couple of years. They couldn't compete with what we do. So they make you pay through the nose to gain access to their therapeutics, which fail you, and meanwhile you have to pay out of your pocket for the therapeutics that help you. You think they did that by accident? You think that happened by accident? No, there's a design here. But in any event, look to see results. Look to see results, and you have to pay hard-earned money out of your pocket for this stuff, right? So shouldn't you go to the source? I mean, if you're going to pay hard-earned money, wouldn't it be best to get the most researched, the most clinically effective nutritional supplements in the world? I mean, our nutritional supplements are informed by $25 million of federally funded research in over 3 decades of clinical work by the physician in the world who literally wrote the book on medical nutrition, Dr. Joel Wallach. So if I were you and you wanted to get your feet wet with holistic medical nutrition, I would lean on Dr. Wallach first, second, and third because he wrote the book on medical nutrition. Go to the source, ladies and gentlemen. You will never be dissatisfied. God willing, and the creek don't rise. The next event is tonight for insiders only. Live chat at 8 o'clock. Want to become an insider? It's a mouse click away. drglidden.com. Live long and prosper.